Hello, we're back. That's Dick Dale, Nitrus. I really like that sound. I really like those types of Dick Dale guitar lines and his surfiness, but also just his guitar tone just sounds so good. Legend. Anyway, welcome back to the stream. I wanted to show you something. Someone sent this to me. This is from like that. I don't know if this is 1,000 or several thousand years ago. Who does this look like to you? I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. 1,000 or several thousand years ago. Very specific. I should write a note. So, welcome back to the stream. I wanted to really quick before we continue on. I wanted to talk about Legos. Now, some of you may know where this is going. There's a video that's been going around, and I didn't mean to watch the hour and a half long video plus another 90 minutes or whatever it was. It's another 40 minutes. But for those that don't know, there's this Lego scam that happened, and it's a big crazy story, and some YouTuber is doing a thing on it. And it's $200,000 of Star Wars Legos that were given to this store to sell. And there's a contract saying that the original owner still owns it. And the original owner is 83 years old and doesn't want any stress. So his son was trying to sell these things, but also, you know, they still have a contract. And then the store just took it. And this video of this YouTuber made on this topic was like one of those things where you just get so frustrated because, and it escalates into craziness. Like there is so much corruption. There's a story here that is kind of like, it almost feels like this kind of primal thing where you just want to see justice be served, and it's just not happening. Because everyone's in on it. And if you watch this video, it's like an hour and a half of excuse after bullshit, after sending the police to this dude. It's actually crazy. It's a very infuriating video. And I think we as humans, you know, you can kind of, you want to see when something like this happens, you just want to see someone get their comeuppance. But kind of more so than that, I just want this old guy and his son to get their Legos back. So, I feel like now that the video is blowing up, I wonder where this is going to go. But the dude now has a warrant. The YouTuber who's trying to help get the Legos back, he has a warrant for his arrest. So it's gotten crazy. And it has ascended from a Lego story all the way to the fucking very top of like corruption and religion and police, and it's just nuts. I really would recommend people check it out, see what they think. Because it just doesn't, it starts as such a small thing, and then it like just keeps blowing out of proportion. So, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, I'll tell you the channel, and you can go find it yourself. I mean, the only reason I bring this up is because this is one of those kind of things I feel like in some ways it's brought people together, which is rare. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff out there that there's always some spin where it's just some other thing to turn into some kind of dumb culture war at this point. But this doesn't feel like that. This feels like an event. It feels like, no, justice needs to happen here. But the name of the channel is Reckless Ben. I don't know. I've never seen any of their other videos before, but Reckless Ben, I tracked down the thief that stole $200,000 of Lego. And then the one from a day ago is I got arrested because of Legos. So those are the ones that are, it's a story here. So absolutely insane story. I didn't expect to watch all of it, but I was actually hooked on it, and I had to finish and figure out what was going to happen. And it's not even resolved yet. So it's still in the process, but once in a while, like every like 5 years or 10 years, maybe like 5 years, there's some big internet thing like this, like some crazy thing that everyone just like gets word of, and it becomes like a very, very closely followed story. Someone said, I wonder how the company feels about it. They're doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down. They don't give a shit about the bad publicity. Well, they do, and they're doing everything they can to avoid a lawsuit. It seems like the problem is if there was a discovery process and the story ended up getting a little bit more escalated, they would, the court, who has nothing to do with that county and that whole thing, if there was any judge outside of it, it feels like they would rule in the favor of the dude whose Legos were stolen. So who knows? Anyway, I'm not really the most qualified to talk about this, so instead we're going to talk about Dragon Quest XII for just a second. I didn't get a chance to talk about this either. So, complete tonal shift in conversation. It looks like they went back and redid everything for Dragon Quest XII, and this is the dude. And, he, I don't know if I really think he's a great character design, but the story is that he doesn't sleep. And then he also looks like he doesn't sleep, so that works. But, compared to some of the previous Dragon Quest heroes, yeah, I don't know. I also, I'm fine, by the way, chat. I feel good. I just have a little extra phlegm. I'm good. I'm alright, though. I'm 2 weeks past being sick. I'm alright. But I wanted to just briefly touch on this because people were asking my opinion. The game itself looks good. The trailer, the environment in particular, looks awesome. I'm really into that. But the game restarted development because they didn't really know what to do with Dragon Quest XII. Because it was supposed to be a darker entry, and it was called Flames of something. It was a little more, not edgy, but it looks like it was one of those things that was going to be a direction change into a more mature direction. Now we're back to, I have to mute this, sorry. Now we're back to castles and, it's more bright, it's colorful. I think that looks fantastic. I'm very excited to check out this game. Not crazy about the haircut. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sure he's a great hero. I'm sure he's going to be a fantastic hero. He looks cool when he's running around and shit. I like the sword. Then there's that robot. Love the robot. Huge fan of the robot. She's cool. These are still Toriyama designs, by the way. Whoever that dude is reminds me of Frog from Chrono Trigger a little bit, which is good. Very interested in seeing what the gameplay is going to be like. I don't know if it's going to be turn-based, like classic turn-based, like 10, or sorry, like 11, or something completely different. That's the same. The lizard is the protag. Oh, yeah. Yeah, similar outfit, sure. Not 100%, but it's similar. Well, whatever it ends up being, whether or not he ends up being the protag or whatever this game ends up being, I'm just excited for it. I love Dragon Quest XI. I think it was one of the best recent RPGs I've played. I haven't played many, but I loved it. And I actually am all for a slightly brighter game that isn't just, dark and edgy for the sake of it. That's one of the things I like about Dragon Quest is there's a mood to it that's a little lighter. And it gets dark, it gets, shit gets crazy. It can tackle some topics that are heavier. But there's so many games that do that. I think I would prefer where they're at now. And I think I'm happy with where they landed. So, just wanted to throw that out there. I'm also really hoping they do a Dragon Quest VIII re-release with all the 3DS content eventually. I think that would be nice. Thank you for listening.
Barnabas, new plague just dropped. Oh, there's a new plague? Yep, I might have it. Oh, Cedric, you barely survived the